morning, boys and girls. This room might look familiar to you. It is the social hall. I'm out here in the social hall to do my presentation on the Salsa Garden project because it's the lighter part of the room. So anyway, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to pick up your packet, but if you haven't, and you might not want to, or you might not have essential travel that you can be out to get it, all these things you can get at the grocery store, and or you might have at home. So let's look and see what's in the packet. So a salsa garden includes, of course, the makings for a salsa, a fresh salsa. Not necessarily everything, but it does include the Roma tomatoes, which Mrs. Woody loves, and she is our photographer today. We are keeping our social distance, just so you know. Basil,
I'm just zooming.
Basil is the little black seed. It'll be your smallest seed. Mine are actually separated. Yours are not. So that'll give you a little extra fun in separating your seeds. They're very obviously different. The smallest ones are the black, small ones. That's your basil. The next size up will be your tomato. And I'm not sure that you do all have Roma, but mostly San Marzino, which is a heirloom Roma, and a hybrid Roma. And I think I might have been just a little shy and given out some beefsteaks as well. But no matter, this is fresh salsa, so they're all good. And then the biggest kind of yellow seed is your hot pepper. So today I'm going to show you how we can start these salsa patio gardens, which could be part of our microeconomy for the spring and summer. And if we don't get back together this semester, you can put them in your own garden. But the idea is that we're going to end with a 5-gallon bucket with one plant of each in the bucket as a patio garden. For people who don't have outside green space, this is a great way that they can grow a little bit of their own food. And it only takes a 5-gallon bucket, which this one is probably, is this one slightly bigger? Yes, this is more like a 5-gallon bucket. It only takes 5 gallons of soil for these 3 to mature and be healthy. But you do want to make sure to poke some holes in the bottom. But of course, we're not going to be there for a while. And in fact, if we do come back at the beginning of May, we'll do this together at school. And you'll bring your 3 beautiful, healthy plants in with you when you come. So let's look again at the packet. We have 3 paper pots, which are biodegradable. And we have the seed starting soil. You probably remember that the special thing about seed starting soil is that it has water holding ability. This has both perlite and peat in it. Not a lot of nutrients in a seed starting soil because they don't need them. So this is poured into your bucket or in a bowl. Be creative at home. I'm going to pour this out because I've already soaked another batch of this so it's wet and ready to go, so you don't have to wait for that. But you want to pour it into something that you can saturate it. Remember, we always saturate our soil first when we're seed starting. It should hold as much water as possible. It can drip. This is one time where dripping is okay. Sorry, I just must have forgot to bring my... Oh well, we'll use this one instead. Let me just pour these out. These are all the seeds I'm starting without you. So I'm sure you have one of these kind of food storage containers, and it certainly doesn't need to be this big, but it can be. So we're going to fill to almost the top with slight pressure. Remember, we don't want to compact it really hard where the roots are going to have trouble growing, but slight pressure. Remember, these have, well, they don't have holes in them, but they do have the ability to drain, so you want to put them on something. I'm going to just fill all 3 of them. Yeah, thanks, Mrs. Whitty. It's more about the stuff than me. Okay, so you have 3, and your 3 sets of seeds. And what I'd like you to do is to plant 3 seeds in each of these. Of course, each one will be different. One will be basil, one will be hot peppers, and one will be your tomatoes. I'm going to use the hot peppers to demonstrate because they're the easiest to see, both color-wise and size-wise. So think of a triangle, a little triangle in the middle. And you're going to place this triangle, and some of you have done this already, but it's important to review. And then with a simple pencil or a pointy tool, I'm going to just grab one of my markers. We simply push them under the surface of the ground a little bit. If you can think of an eighth to a quarter inch, and then cover them up. I got one stuck to my finger there. And then cover them up with the soil. And I know you remember the next step, of course, is your humidity cover. Now with a container like this, you could just use the top of the container, the one that comes with it. I don't have it with me right now, but of course you also have one in your packet, which is your bag. In fact, you might have already thought of this, but you could simply put these into the bag, sit them on a plate. You don't want to close it all the way. They need to get a little air, but close it almost all the way. Sit it on a plate and wait. And remember, these particular plants don't need sun to germinate. They actually just need warmth, and they already have their moisture now. So what's a warm spot in your house that you can think of? The dryer, sit them on top of the dryer, on top of the refrigerator, anything with a motor that has just a slight amount of warmth. You might have a garden window, but they don't need sun until they pop up. And they have different times, as you probably know from your last assignment, different days to germination. And once they germinate, you will remove them from the bag, put them in something back on the plate, let's say. You probably want something lower than this. And then they will need sun. So a south window would be perfect. Now, if you have something at home to make into a marker, you could have already put the marker on. You might recognize the plant when it comes up, or you could write it simply with the permanent marker on your container. Sometimes that doesn't last because of the moisture, but you could try it. Your assignment this week is to get these started. And the ongoing assignment will be to observe them. Choose one plant to live in each of these. Snip off the other two with a pair of scissors at the ground level. Leaving the roots is okay. It gives a little carbon and nutrients to the soil. That one plant then you will observe daily to make your flip book. That flip book presentation is on in the folder on the assignment sheet, and each day, once it germinates, you will make a new page to your flip book using the instructions that they give you. And if you don't have the heavier paper, I find that I can make a flip book pretty easily with simple printer paper. And your job is going to be to make a new page every day that you can, which is hopefully every day. And you can hone in your observation skills so that you can notice something different each day. And if you use colored pencils, that helps as well, because you can also see the color changing as well as the height and the sprouting of different things. And then when you get that flip book put together, it'll be a great memento of the experience, as well as just a really fun thing to look at and to do and to see how it works. I'm thinking, is there anything else, any other questions I can answer for you about this project? Ultimately, you'll be bringing these back to school. Hopefully, you'll have one super healthy plant in each one. We will then transplant into a 5-gallon bucket to sell on our seed start sale day. And yeah, that is the project. It's an ongoing project, but the first step is simply to get them planted, get them into a humidity situation, and watch them daily and get them out of that humidity as soon as they pop. And you're gonna find that they're gonna pop differently. I could tell you the order, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna let you discover that. And each week as I check in with you, I'm going to show you what mine are doing so that you can feel like yours are doing well as well. Okay, so that is our presentation, and please give me a shout out through email if you need any more instructions for this. But when I see you next, I'm guessing maybe at least one thing will be sprouted. So have a great week, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.